Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
6:43 now, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
To all my people in Pierce County, stop running into each other.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we got another crash. 2 new crashes in the same general area through Tacoma and Fife and up the hill to 18. I'm going to start with the bigger one, which is right there before you get to 54th, which is now no longer blocking over on the right-hand shoulder, but it had been blocking 2 lanes, and we're backed up all the way to 16. So we've got about a 35-minute trip to go from Tacoma to Federal Way. But now we have another crash in Fife, plus the one we had up near Highway 18, and it's just ugly. And we also have a new crash on eastbound Highway 16 right there at I-5. So 3 or 4 separate crashes this morning, all in that 10-mile stretch. So plan on big-time delays through Tacoma of at least 20 minutes. A lot of people have bailed, headed over to the Valley Freeway, but to get there, they've got to get through South Hill, and it's jammed up all the way from Summit, basically Canyon, all the way over and down. 410 in Sumner is pretty heavy, and then a 45-minute trip to make it up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue, we've got about a half an hour now. Coming down from the north end, 50 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, 45 Everett to Seattle, and about 45 as well from Federal Way to Seattle. This report brought to you by Superior Linen Service. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company look good with uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. SUPLinen.com.
Beautiful day, sunshine, might be a little bit hazy. A high today of 76 for our first full day of fall. Tomorrow, sunny and 75, and then we'll start to cool off a little bit toward the end of the week, Thursday, down to 68, 69 on Friday, but no rain in the foreseeable forecast. Right now in Seattle, it's 56.
Coming up, President Trump is getting ready to speak in front of the UN General Assembly this morning. We'll get a preview of it from CBS's Natalie Brand next on Seattle's Morning News.
Let's go!
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Thanks for joining us this Tuesday morning. Conflict continues to rage between Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Hamas. And today, President Trump is set to speak at the UN General Assembly, addressing both of those major conflicts and America's role in potential resolutions.
Joining us now to break it all down is CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand. Natalie, the president speaking in front of the GA for the first time in his current presidential tenure. What do we expect to hear?
Yeah, well, the White House says that he is going to, in this speech, talk about peace agreements that he's reached. But, of course, as you noted, this comes as peace agreements in places like Ukraine and in the Middle East remain elusive. Those negotiations have stalled. So I'm really curious to see how he addresses those ongoing conflicts. The White House also saying that he will kind of take aim at global institutions in this speech before this UN audience. So that is something that, we've heard him talk about in his America First agenda and, kind of at odds with some of these large global institutions that he is set to address. But, the timing of the speech comes at a really critical time in the conflicts that, as we discussed, have not been resolved. And following his address, he's going to have a series of bilateral meetings as well as larger meetings with leaders, including Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Several of America's allies have recognized the Palestinian state over the past several days, and it seems like that'll be a big area of discussion at the meeting today. Where does the U.S. currently stand on that?
Yeah, this is also going to be really in focus today, a huge topic of conversation. The president is expected to meet with a number of Arab leaders, and it comes as Western allies, including the UK and France, have moved to recognize officially a Palestinian state. The president has signaled that's something he does not agree with. He believes that would be rewarding Hamas, and that first and foremost, he wants all Israeli hostages to be released, and that be the starting point of these negotiations. But this is an interesting shift because, for decades, the U.S. has advocated for a two-state solution and the previous administration as well. So the discussions of not only negotiating the conflict, but what happens on the next day in Gaza is really going to be in focus today.
We only have about 30 seconds left, but we just learned this morning the Secret Service dismantled a plot targeting senior U.S. government officials, which had the potential to impact the UN meetings. Can you add anything?
Yeah, this is really interesting that they uncovered this plot. It was a network that could have really threatened New York's telecommunications. And, as an extension of that, the UN General Assembly, the Secret Service online even posted pictures of some of the equipment that they uncovered. They're talking about discovering 300 SIM servers and 100,000 cards. And, it's part of this potential larger plot to potentially surveil or disrupt things. So hopefully we get some more information, but it is this striking investigation that was announced the morning of, the president's address.
CBS's Natalie Brand. Thank you for that, Natalie. We'll talk to you soon. It's 6:51 now, and Bill Gates is issuing a dire warning about what could happen if the U.S. continues to cut foreign health aid. He recently told the Senate he's cutting more funds, that cutting more funds, could lead to the deaths of millions around the world. And last night, he announced the Gates Foundation is giving $912 million over 3 years to the Global Fund. He spoke with CBS Mornings.
For that, we get the system that detects diseases. And so it would see a pandemic early and would stop it from coming here. It's also hopefully in our moral values that lifting these countries up, helping them be healthy so they develop their own economies, so they develop stability, they're part of the world economy.
A ranking of the best colleges in the country for 2026 has just been released. CBS News correspondent Jennifer Kuiper with Who's at Top.
After evaluating nearly 1,700 colleges and universities using over a dozen measures of academic quality, Lamont Jones, managing editor for education at U.S. News and World Report, says of the best schools,
number 1 is Princeton and the 2026 edition. Number 2 is MIT, followed by Harvard at 3, and then a tie at 4 between Stanford and Yale.
The 2026 top historically black colleges and universities are Spelman, Howard, and Morehouse. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The rankings also include best value schools and the most innovative colleges.
And before we get to traffic, the Seattle Seahawks season is underway. We want to send you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks 50th season celebration game on October 5th. All you need to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app. You have the app, right? And click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't have the app, well, it's easy enough. Just text app to 888-973-5476, and we'll send you a link to download, and you can enter every day to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, September 29th.
It's now 6:53, and that is time for traffic. Every 10 minutes, Chris Sullivan, bring us up to speed. What's your name again?
We are looking at the drive right now, and we have a pretty heavy day getting through the Tacoma core, especially on the northbound I-5 drive. We had an earlier crash that's still over on the right shoulder approaching 54th. It's bumper to bumper from 16 all the way through. And then we've had another crash on northbound 5 right as you get around the 5 curve to go with the one we had up by 18. And all in all, it's about a 15-minute delay to get through Tacoma on northbound I-5. So just plan accordingly. And with everyone kind of trapped down there, the drive from Federal Way to Seattle is running under 50 minutes, which at this time of day is actually pretty good and about 5 minutes faster, maybe 10 minutes faster than normal. The Renton to Bellevue Drive, 35 minutes now, heavy through the S-curves, and then up over the top of I-90 into downtown Bellevue is a little thick. Speaking of Renton, getting reports that the signal might be out at 154th there at the Maple Valley Highway. That's just kind of east of the golf course, so plan on some delays there. I'm waiting to get some information from the DOT and from the city of Renton, see if they might be able to help us out there. Looking at the Valley Freeway, definitely 50 minutes from end to end. Lake bridges are still okay, coming down from the north end, getting closer to an hour from Everett into Bellevue, 50 minutes from Everett into the Seattle area. Olympia to Tacoma is running right around 35 minutes, so not bad, though you do hit the brakes right there as you get to 18 for those earlier problems, or sorry, to 16 as we talked about. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Sunny and smoky today. A high of 76 in Seattle. We'll hit 75 tomorrow, down to the upper 60s for Thursday and Friday. Right now, we have clear skies and 51.
Coming up, Luke Ducey has more on the investigation in Seattle over 2 deadly shootings. Sully has a choke point as well. This is Seattle's Morning News.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation with exciting news. We now offer the exclusive K-Guard gutter system. Say goodbye to clogged gutters and hello to less maintenance. Call today or visit us online at guardianroofing.com.
RV buyers, don't miss the Northwest Fall RV Show at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, the last major RV event of the season with acres of new and used RVs to explore. New 2026 floor plans, 2025 model liquidation with savings up to 50%. New trailers as low as $12,995. Special event financing, free parking and admission. September 25th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds. NWFallRVShow.com. That's NWFallRVShow.com.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision.
Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance, clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
So what will you have today? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
When it comes to picking ice cream, there are lots of choices, and they all look and sound so good. Choosing a Medicare plan is a lot like that. So many options, all sound good. But if you pick a plan that's not right for you, there can be serious consequences. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Open enrollment season is right around the corner, and you're going to be inundated with advertisements encouraging you to choose this Medicare Advantage plan or that one. Maybe the best choice for you is traditional Medicare. To make an informed decision, you need to do your homework. The Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program has a free Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit to get you started.
This is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Our Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit has a checklist of 7 easy steps to help you decide which Medicare plan is right for you.
Order your free toolkit today at insurance.wa.gov. That's insurance.wa.gov. Or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center. Then go get an ice cream.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good to Go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good to Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The UN General Assembly has convened in New York City, and President Trump is set to take center stage any minute now. Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
President Trump, who arrived here in New York last night, he's argued that the creation of a Palestinian state would only reward Hamas for its surprise assault on Israeli citizens on October 7th, 2023. The White House says the president is going to be convening a meeting today of Arab and Muslim leaders to talk about ways to end the war in Gaza.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has just addressed the assembly and warned humanity has entered an age of what he calls reckless disruption and relentless human suffering. The Secret Service says it's disabled a telecom threat that could have shut down New York City's cellular network.
The agency found active SIM farms in abandoned apartment buildings in New York's tri-state area. The servers were so powerful they could have sent 30 million text messages per minute, disabling cell phone towers and blocking emergency communications like EMS and police dispatch during this week's United Nations General Assembly. The Secret Service says the network was likely well-funded and used for communication between foreign governments and known members of organized crime gangs, drug cartels, and human trafficking rings. No arrests have been made yet. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Global health officials are pushing back after President Trump's announcement tying the active ingredient in Tylenol to autism in children. Swedish scientist Victor Alkvist authored the world's largest study on the subject to date.
There has been small-scale studies that found some increased risk, but larger-scale studies do not support this, including ours, but including studies from Japan and studies from Norway that have been on sufficient size to be able to rule out these risks.
Today, the World Health Organization said there is no proven link. Jimmy Kimmel set to return to his late-night show on ABC almost a week after he was suspended for his political commentary about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti has more from Hollywood.
Disney, the parent company of ABC, said in a statement, "We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday."
Dozens of ABC affiliate stations say they will not carry the show. In Charlotte, North Carolina, hundreds of people remembered the 23-year-old Ukrainian woman stabbed to death on a light rail train.
I hope our political leaders can join together and figure out what we can do to make this a much better, safer city.
If he's convicted, the suspect could receive a death sentence. Dow's up 292. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's 7:03, and we head over to the traffic desk with Sully.
Yeah, and we're starting this hour in recovery mode, trying to figure out the best way to get through Tacoma. We've got a bumper-to-bumper drive that starts at about 16 and goes all the way through Fife. We've had multiple crashes along that corridor this morning. It's about a 15-minute delay to go through 16 all the way up to the Federal Way area. My best guesstimate would probably be about 30 minutes from Tacoma itself, and then you add a few more minutes from the Olympia to Tacoma Drive getting you in, and overall about 15 minutes total. Once you get up to 18, it's not too bad from Federal Way to Seattle. That drive at 50 minutes, that's actually a little faster than some Tuesdays. Eastbound 512 took a lot of diversions, so it's heavy down through the Puyallup area, and then Puyallup to Renton's running right at 50. Got about a 40-minute trip, maybe a little bit more from Renton into Bellevue. Crash up by Southeast 8th has really kind of put us behind as well. Coming down from the north end, hour from Everett to Bellevue, and about 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Closets by Design, or you can always call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from Eastlake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:04. There were two shootings under investigation this morning in Seattle.
One of them happened overnight right next to one of Seattle's hotspots for crime in the city's Chinatown International District. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live in the studio with what we know so far.
Yeah, police say one man is dead and another seriously injured in that shooting in the CID. It happened last night just before 10 o'clock at 12th and Lane, but really that area right there, that's in that crime circle that centers around 12th and Jackson. Here's what Chief Sean Barnes told KIRO 7 TV.
What we know is that there was some type of disturbance between two groups of people, at which time someone pulled out a weapon and fired that weapon.
Police say the one victim who died right there at that scene. The second victim was shot in the leg and taken to Harborview Medical Center in serious condition. No suspects yet in that shooting. And then yesterday afternoon, in the middle of the day in West Seattle, detectives counted some, listen to this, 20 shots fired, they believe, in the Rocks Hill neighborhood. Police say a 31-year-old man was shot multiple times in his arm and in his leg.
They found multiple rounds, so of different calibers here. So this is a pretty compact area, and for somebody to open fire over in this area is just reckless.
Several calibers would mean perhaps a shootout in that area. A couple of those bullets also hit a car and hit a building. Thank goodness no one else was hurt. No suspects so far in this one either. Police trying to figure out and piece together what led to that shooting. A violent Monday. Charlie and Manda.
Okay, thank you for the update, Luke. Mayor Bruce Harrell unveiled a $15 million community safety initiative yesterday. He made the announcement at Garfield High School.
On the steps here, Amar Murphy Payne was killed. We honor his life and remember he was much more than what happened to him. He's inspired many of us to be better and do better, and certainly that should have never happened.
Proposal allocates money for local providers working to protect neighborhoods affected by gun violence.
Seattle's mayoral race is heating up, and Bruce Harrell just got a boost. Pete Buttigieg is endorsing Harrell for re-election.
Today, I want to share why I am proudly supporting my friend Bruce Harrell for re-election as mayor of Seattle. Bruce is delivering real change for Seattle.
The former transportation secretary called Harrell a nationally recognized leader who delivers real change. Harrell's running against Katie Wilson in the November election. Wilson led the August primary with 51% of the vote. Harrell got 41%.
The 13-year-old boy who Pierce County prosecutors say was planning a mass shooting will spend at least another 2 weeks in custody. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has the report.
The boy was taken into custody September 6th after it was discovered he appeared to be planning a mass shooting and had easy access to more than than 23 guns found in the home. Judge Joseph Evans ruled he remain in custody, at least for now. Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto says the threat was real.
Detectives found photos of past shooters, almost like in a shrine-like manner in his bedroom, idolizing these past shooters.
Judge Evans says he will reconsider electronic home monitoring in 2 weeks' time. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, good morning. It's 7:07. I'm looking at the webcam from the Space Needle, Manda. It's a gorgeous sunrise.
It is a little hazy, though.
Yeah, some smoke. And Nick Allard, he'll join us in a couple of minutes, but it sounds like it's going to be a smoky day in Seattle.
He's Charlie Harger. I'm Manda Factor. Chris Sullivan is here checking the roads for us, and producer David Burbank is in the studio, too.
And coming up, the final stretch begins today for the Mariners. The team could potentially lock up a playoff berth tonight with a win over Colorado. We'll talk about the magic number with Heather Bosch in just a couple minutes.
Also coming up, Sully, you have a choke point.
Yes, I do. Say goodbye to the tax credits for getting an EV. You got about a week left to try to maybe buy one if you want to save some money.
Okay, and in today's commentary at 7:35, there's a serious problem happening at the Thurston County Jail. We'll also look at some solutions.
It's now 7:08. A University of Washington student is suspected of shooting a WSU football player in Pullman. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Ming-Lamet has more.
Court documents show the suspected shooter is a 20-year-old student living in Tukwila. The shooting happened at a party in the early morning hours following the Apple Cup game. The victim, WSU freshman Sone Fale'elo, was shot in the stomach. He is expected to recover. Police are still looking for the suspect.
And an attorney representing that suspect provided a statement to KIRO 7 TV, asserting his actions were solely in self-defense, claiming he intervened to shield his cousin from a hate-motivated attack. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports that cousin is in critical condition at Tacoma General.
Buchanan's car was recovered in SeaTac, and his attorney tells us they are working on getting Buchanan back to Pullman so he can turn himself in. Right now, Buchanan is facing assault charges in Whitman County. The attorney intends to contest those.
He also says there are multiple videos of the shooting.
Sheriff Derek Sanders says inflation, rising costs, and unfunded mandates are driving a budget crisis in Thurston County. He calls proposed 26% cuts unrealistic and says that would threaten public safety. A Thurston County spokesperson released a statement which reads in part, quote, every county office and department, 18 in all, is looking at cost-cutting measures. Every elected official and appointed director is struggling with these decisions. Many people in our communities are facing rising costs and hard choices. We're right there with everyone else.
It's 7:10. Bill Nye the Science Guy just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
They honored his work in science education and TV before he was famous. Nye worked as a Boeing engineer in Seattle. He, of course, also wrote and starred on Almost Live, where the Science Guy character was born. His show aired from 1993 to 98, became a hit with kids and adults, and Almost Live alums Joel McHale and Ross Schaefer were at the ceremony yesterday to help him celebrate.
I don't think that theme gets enough credit.
Yeah, nor does the Speedwalker theme from Almost Live, one of his great characters.
Yes. Well, Seattle's Amazon Spheres are hosting a rare and stinky guest this week. KIRO 7 says the corpse flower Morticia is in bloom, and it smells awful. The flower mimics the scent of rotting meat to attract pollinators. Good morning, happy breakfast time. It's part of a titanium species known for the world's largest flower. Morticia stands 66 inches tall and weighs 102 pounds. The bloom started yesterday. It'll only last a day or two, and you can see it through tomorrow during regular hours. This is the first time Amazon's opened a corpse flower bloom to the public.
For the first time since 2001, the Seattle Mariners have a real shot at clinching the American League West Division title. If you do the math, here's KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch.
There are 6 games left in the Mariners' regular season, and right now the team is tops in the division with the most wins. The Houston Astros are second, given that
3 is a magic number.
710 Seattle sports producer Mike Lefko explains for the M's to win the AL West title,
some combination of 3 things involving them or the Astros have to happen.
Either the Mariners win 3 games or the M's win 2 and the Astros lose 1, and so on. That could happen as early as Wednesday night, but the M's could clinch a wild card spot sooner.
If the Mariners win 1 more game and the Yankees win one more game.
And that could happen as early as Tuesday night. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
Is it 6:40 yet?
Not yet. Hold your horses, Factor.
I'm so excited for the next 6 days.
Oh, it's going to be great.
All right, it's 7:12. Let's talk about the weather now. Brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Also excited is one Nick Allard of KIRO 7.
Yes. Hashtag World Series. What we're looking at this morning is sunshine and a little bit of upper level haze. That'll be the case throughout the day.
Oh, no, you didn't.
What did I do?
Did you say hashtag World Series?
I did.
Nick.
No.
I did. We're not in a no-hitter situation. I have to say it. That's how excited I am.
Carry on.
Okay, fine. How do I undo that? Let's see.
In 3, 2,
Hashtag,
1.
Yeah, soccer breakdown in 3, 2. Hashtag go Yankees. Although I actually do want the Yankees to win today, because if they do and then we beat the Rockies, we at least confirm the wild card spot. But I'd rather have the first round bye. What's happening? So we're going to see sunshine today. We'll see some haze as well. A lot of us will just see it, but there'll be some places, especially east of I-5, where you will have to breathe it in as well. Air quality is going to come down in the Cascade foothills, so please remember that. And I do think, yes, you will see just a lot of haze out there. Mid-70s, going to be a hot day. And then mid-70s tomorrow as well, but decreasing haze, which is nice. And then I think the rest of your week, we're going to be in the 60s and 70s, a lot more cloud cover, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but not much. I've been saying hashtag World Series since I don't even know when, like 90. Well, when did hashtags
And they've
become
never made
invented?
it. See, it's all your fault.
It is my fault. See, this all comes down to the invention of the hashtag has ruined everything.
Yeah, he actually called it £sign World Series before.
I did. For a long time. I did.
All right, Nick, thank
I'd
you.
log on to Netscape and just type that in all the time.
Netscape, there's a blast from the past. It's
Net zero.
56 in Seattle right now.
Let's head over to Chris Sullivan for traffic on the 3s.
Yeah, hopefully you can listen to your Napster account and keep yourself nice and
on my Microsoft Zune.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I still have an AOL account, but I'm not sure it's supported by anyone. For 4 mile backup on northbound I-5 now, getting through the Tacoma area. We've had multiple crashes along that core today, and it's still about a 15-minute delay to get through Tacoma on I-5. Because everyone's just kind of stuck down there, the drive the rest of the way on up isn't too bad. We're under an hour from Federal Way to Seattle. Northbound 167's got about a 52-minute trip now, about average. It's really heavy in Auburn and a little bit better at 405, but then Renton to Bellevue's running over 40 minutes. I've been hunting for a crash that's blocking on northbound 405 just up north of Southeast 8th. Haven't found it. I did see the remnants of one rear-end crash, one car over on the shoulder, but either way, really heavy there in that area. Also getting reports that the signal's malfunctioning on the Maple Valley Highway there at 154th Place, just east of Renton, so you're going to see some delays there too. Lake bridges are fine, though we're starting to pick up a little eastbound slowing on 90 through that expansion joint work, and we've got solid hour and 5-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
It's 7:15. Well, CBS's Survivor is back, and the stakes have never been higher. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard is here with more.
Season 49 of Survivor debuts this week, and host Jeff Probst says the heat in Fiji definitely plays a factor in this season.
Survivor 49 started off with heat. Heat just wears you down.
Among the 18 strangers being flung together are a former journalist, a law enforcement officer, and an NBA career coach. And this season, not only are they competing for $1 million, but Jeff hints they may have saved some room on the next season for some of the current cast.
I just saw there's a woman from Olympia.
Yes.
As a contestant. Her name is Sage, so go Sage.
I find it a little silly that people from this upcoming season 49 are going to be featured on season 50. It seems like season 50 should be all the old heads coming together and competing against each other.
You know how much I know about Survivor? That they're going into their 49th season.
I'm watching it since I was a little kid. One of the best shows.
I watched the first season. And thank you, Katrina. I appreciate it. It's 7:16.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, are you thinking of an electric vehicle? You only have a week left before federal tax credits end, or you're going to have to pay full price.
All right, Sully, break it down for us.
All right, the $7,500 tax credit for new electric vehicles and the $4,000 credit for used EVs goes away September 30th. Those are the federal exemptions. Stephen Hershkowitz is the managing director for the Clean Transportation for the State Department of Commerce. He expects the loss of this incentive will hurt EV sales in the short term.
There is going to be a bit of a drag on the growth rate that we have seen. So we've already seen the market growth slow down in 2024 into 2025.
But it's not just the feds who are getting rid of this exemption. You might not have realized, but Washington also got rid of its tax exemption for EVs earlier this year. The legislature and Governor Ferguson deciding to use the dollars elsewhere. But Hershkowitz says the state's commitment to electric vehicles and clean energy isn't going away.
The commitment's still there. The prioritization's still there. These consumer-facing incentives that were quite popular are not, unfortunately, but there's progress being made in terms of making sure that hopefully we can get the incentives back at some point.
The state will continue to use funds from the Climate Commitment Act to push clean energy and expand EV charging around the state. In fact, they just opened up another EV charging station over in Colville earlier, I think last week. Hershkowitz believes the EVs are the future and that the demand will eventually return.
The automakers know that this is where it's going. Their global competition is, further ahead in many major markets now internationally for EVs. And so, this is where we're going. It's just about the pace at which we get there.
Now, the pace also includes finding ways to improve the pricing for electric vehicles. The average price for a new EV is over $55,000, out of the price range for most of us. The average price for a new gas car, $49,000. Now, you could certainly find new EVs for much, much less. I mean, the Nissan Leaf, for instance, runs around $30,000. So, I mean, there are price points here and there, but some of those might not qualify for the exemption. Hershkowitz says now might be the time to get in if you really want to take advantage of those extra dollars.
It's a good opportunity for people who have been considering getting an electric vehicle to really bring that consideration up to a higher level, perhaps go into dealerships, test drive, see what the prices are. This could be a good opportunity to get deals depending on which model you're looking at.
But expect a lot of company. You won't be the only person trying to squeeze in before the deadline. By the way, to take advantage of this tax credit, you only need to have an EV ordered by the deadline. You don't actually have to take delivery by the 30th. You can get the paperwork in and get down and work your way down and then have it delivered later and still get the tax exemption. So, up to $14,000 to $15,000 in credits in Washington have gone away now, with the state getting rid of its $7,500 and now the feds getting rid of their $7,500. That's where we are. The incentives have gone away.
I suspect the market is going to have to figure this out.
Yeah,
if they want to make this a success, they, have buyers come out. And I've discussed this with you before. I drive an EV.
Yeah.
That's my commuter car. Now, on the weekend, I've got the big old diesel pickup truck. But driving here, I knew you were going to be doing this story today. So I measured how much energy it costs. I have a 72-mile round trip every day. And I paid $2.28 in electricity costs to charge up the car. So it was $2.28 for 72 miles. If I am driving a gas rig, that's probably 3 gallons of gas to go 72 miles.
Yeah, $10.
Easily.
$10,
$15.
Yeah. So for me, the math pencils out. I've got a long commute, and I'm not I can afford it, right? So I can afford having the two different cars. If I'm just a single mom and I'm trying to figure out, it might be a different dynamic in terms of cost.
Well, yeah, and they say, the stats show you can save up to $8,000 in fuel costs probably over the life of over 10 years, which most people consider the life of a car. I don't know. We are still driving cars way older than that. And in fact, we still have a 24-year-old car in our repertoire that Tommy drives.
The blank box.
No, the blank wagon.
Oh, my apologies.
Well, now that it made it back from Montana, Tommy changed it to the goat wagon. There are advantages of it, but the problem is the price point can be very high for some. There's obviously the distance that they can go if they can get the batteries better. But then, of course, with the batteries comes, the carbon emissions that it takes to mine those precious metals, and things. Plus, one thing that never gets talked about a lot is that these cars are heavier than a lot of the other cars on the road because the batteries are so massive. And I saw there was a national study done a couple of years ago that the folks are worried that the guardrails can't handle a car with that extra weight crashing into them. They may not actually function, which could be problematic in a crash. So yeah, there's a lot of things to be figured out. I think what happened is you got a lot of zealots out there in government who push deadlines like we got to have it now, set artificial deadlines out there, which people were like, hey, can we let this kind of figure itself out? And I think they're dialing back on that. And we're still in the figuring out phase. This is a long game. And we've got to figure some stuff out in order to make it adoptable for a lot more people.
Well, if you haven't driven an EV, I'm telling you the amount of torque you get and just the get up and go in something like that, it's really hard to compare it to a gas. And I think to myself, I don't know if I want to go back just because it is so much fun and so powerful just instantly.
I don't know. I like revving my engine at the stop sign, look at the person next to me on their phone.
I'll just adjust the speaker system and just play it on my speakers.
I like the noise.
Yeah.
It's 7:23. We need to get to what's happening on the roads right now. And Chris, take it away.
All right, let me take off my EV hat and put on my gas hat. Or, wow, did I say gas hat?
You did.
I did include a G, didn't I? Okay, that's it. I'm out.
I'll see you in Manifan.
Put on your traffic hat.
Oh, my goodness. How do I still have this job? Looking at the drive on northbound I-5, we are still struggling past the scene of this crash in Tacoma. Right before you get to 54th there in 5, still have about a 4-mile backup behind it and a 15-minute delay to get you through Tacoma. Once you're through it, it's about an hour drive from Federal Way to Seattle. Really starting to see the people bogging down right there as you approach the West Seattle Bridge. 509 and 99 are also starting to get into the act. So we're definitely starting to see our Tuesday grind going along. Renton to Bellevue, really heavy up through 44th. Nice gap, but then you hit it again through Factoria up through an earlier crash scene at Southeast 8th. Over 45 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. Really slow in Auburn, 50 minutes plus from Puyallup up to Renton. And I've had a lot of people confirm this. We're still dealing with a malfunctioning or dark signal on the Maple Valley Highway at 154th. That's just east of the Maplewood Golf Course getting into Renton. So again, that's a 4-way stop. Let's be careful out there. Across the lake, not too bad. Westbound 90 is starting to slow down across Mercer Island. That's our Mercer expansion joint issue. And coming down from the north end, hour and 10-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by FlySeaportAir.com, introducing convenient flights between Boeing Field and Portland on Seaport Airlines. Parking steps away, no TSA. FlySeaportAir.com.
Forecast looks like we'll be smoky but clear today. A high of 75, 76, a forecast high tomorrow, down to the upper 60s on Thursday. Right now in Seattle, it's 51.
And coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more on why you will not be able to watch Jimmy Kimmel Live on Como 4 tonight. And Charlie, you have a commentary on that.
Yeah, the Thurston County Jail is attempting to protect its inmates, but as a result, a different danger is threatening inmates' lives. We'll talk about it at 7:35.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's prosculpt.com.
Right now at Les Schwab Tires, it's the Fall Tire Fest. Save up to $120 instantly on select sets of 4 all-weather tires. You'll get year-round all-weather performance no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. And every tire comes with America's best tire warranty. 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Just another way you'll get more from less. Stop by a store or shop online at leschwab.com. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Tune in each Tuesday morning for KIRO's Financial Update, sponsored by Madrona Financial. Each Tuesday at 6:45, Charlie Harger talks with CPA Brian Evans about what's going on in the financial world and how that affects you. Get the latest information and updates that impact your ability to navigate these financial times. Charlie and Brian discuss the stock market, retirement planning, interest rates, and anything else that will help you understand what's going on in your financial life. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 6:45.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Let's go! You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. You're imagining a Mainview home. Now imagine a Mainview home on sale, saving $50,000 to $120,000.
Isn't that what Brett and Amy bought?
Yeah, it's a Mainview, and they saved a bundle.
What are you doing?
Looking at the Mainview website. It's now or never.
What's better than a Mainview home? A Mainview home on sale. Mainview communities across the Puget Sound.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to your neighborhood Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit buckys.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:30. Late night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air tonight, but not here in Seattle.
Sinclair Broadcast Group has announced it will not air Jimmy Kimmel Live on any of its 38 ABC affiliates, including Seattle's Como TV.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with the latest.
Yeah, so, whether you're a fan of Jimmy Kimmel or not a fan, I think we all want to hear what he's going to say tonight, right? I mean, we're all curious about that. However, on Como tonight, instead of hearing this, everyone...
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Sinclair said in a statement they will be preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live and they'll air news programming instead. Sinclair also saying that they're in discussions with ABC and they are evaluating the show's potential return. Now, if you didn't know, Kimmel was benched after he made a politically charged statement on air about the shooting death of political activist Charlie Kirk. This was FCC Chairman Brendan Carr last week about getting networks to prevent comments like Kimmel's.
Frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
In reaction, dozens of celebrities defended Kimmel in the media and called for people to protest Disney, ABC's parent company, and ditch Disney Plus, among other protesting things they could do. Many politicians called Kimmel's removal an attack by the Trump administration on the First Amendment. So Charlie and Amanda, Sinclair has made its decision to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live. Then they did that shortly after ABC said it was putting Kimmel back on the air. Sinclair has said they want Kimmel to apologize to Charlie Kirk's family and make a meaningful personal donation to them and Kirk's nonprofit Turning Point USA. By the way, no guests have been announced for tonight's show, so really curious to see what he's going to say. We can catch it on social media, I suppose, but there are talks going on between Sinclair and ABC.
Okay, Luke, thank you for that update. Cascade PBS, also known as KCTS Channel 9, is cutting 16 jobs now that Congress has eliminated all funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
The Seattle-based outlet says it's losing $3.5 million a year. President Rob Dunlop calls the defunding of the CPB devastating. He says it affects more than 300 public media stations across the country. Cascade PBS will stop producing long-form written journalism and focus on streaming and local video series. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
President Trump has called the CPB biased and has said no media outlet has a constitutional right to taxpayer subsidies.
Just ahead of our traffic, drivers in Renton should plan ahead for a major weekend closure. Southbound 405 will shut down late Friday night through early Monday. Crews are working on drainage, paving, and traffic changes. The closure runs from North Southport Drive to Highway 167. Several ramps will also be closed, including exits to Highway 515 and Highway 167.
All right, let's get a check on traffic. Sully's at the traffic desk.
Fortunately, nobody uses southbound 405 over weekends.
Wait a second. No, I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, did I say they don't use it? Oh, yeah, it's going to be terrible. Yeah, they're working hard. The detour on that one will take you through Grady Way, kind of on the west side of 405, so just keep that in mind. On the roads right now, we're still keeping most of our vision down in the Pierce County area. We are struggling with a 4-mile backup on I-5 northbound. We've had 3 or 4 separate little crashes on northbound I-5 through that core today. 30 minutes to get you from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's a 15-minute delay, and this is also impacting Olympia to Tacoma at 45 minutes. So it sounds like we've got about 20 minutes worth of slowing to get through. Once you get up through that, it's not too bad at 18, and then about an hour and 15-minute drive from Federal Way to Seattle with 40 plus of that from South Center. Valley Freeway, 50 minutes from end to end, 40 now from Renton to Bellevue. Now that we've cleaned up this crash near Southeast 8th, it's not as bad getting into South Bellevue as it had been. Out of the north end, typical Tuesday, hour and 15-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, pulling away from Linwood the heaviest, and we're definitely seeing eastbound slowing on 90 getting across Mercer Island, where we lose the lane for that expansion joint work. This report brought to you by Superior Linen Service, 98 years servicing quality uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Call Superior Linen Service. They answer the phone, or visit suplinen.com.
It's going to be a beautiful day, a little bit smoky, but sunshine and 76. But it is definitely fall. Brian hit up the text line and says it was 43 this morning at the Grays Harbor Pacific County line. So fall is definitely here. I know overnight lows for us in the low 50s. For tomorrow, sunshine 75, and then we'll be in the upper 60s for Thursday and Friday as well. Right now it's 56 in Seattle.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
7:36, time for this morning's commentary. 2 inmates likely died from overdoses this month at the Thurston County Jail. Not from violence, not from medical emergencies, but from drugs that were easily smuggled in. The drugs were hidden in body cavities, tucked under breasts, pressed between folds of fat. The jail's body scanner would have found them, until January, when the Washington Department of Health decided inmates needed protection from radiation. Not from fentanyl, from radiation. Here's what the state is protecting inmates from. Radiation equivalent to less than half a dental x-ray or 5 cross-country flights, less than a single mammogram. To avoid this microscopic risk, DOH forced jails to turn their scanners down to 1/8 power. What used to show clear images of hidden contraband now shows, in Sheriff Derek Sanders' words on Facebook, messy, indiscernible blobs. The inmates know it. In March, an obese inmate smuggled fentanyl between layers of body fat. Another inmate overdosed. Correction staff saved his life. Same day, another overdose. A sergeant spotted an inmate acting oddly. By the time medical help arrived, the inmate was unconscious. 10 minutes of CPR, Narcan deployment. They found drugs hidden under another inmate's breast. Those inmates lived. 2 this month did not. We're still waiting on toxicology reports, but these look like ODs. Sheriff Sanders is clear about what's happening. The drugs come in with the inmates, and the state just made it nearly impossible to stop them. Not one deputy has been accused of supplying drugs. Under the old scanner settings, the settings that worked, an inmate would need to be booked 125 times in a year to reach FDA maximum radiation exposure. Under the new rules, 1,000 times. We're protecting people from a risk that doesn't exist while exposing them to poison, fentanyl, that's killing them. Prior to January, no state regulations existed for these scanners. They worked. Nobody was getting radiation poisoning. Inmates were alive. Now, new inmates can choose. Submit to a weak scan that won't find what they're hiding, or sit in what's called a dry cell with no flushable toilet. Most choose the useless scan. The drugs walk right in. Sanders puts it plainly, deputies can't protect inmates from fentanyl when the state won't let them use the tools that work. They're stuck giving CPR, deploying Narcan, watching inmates die from drugs they couldn't detect because someone in Olympia worried about radiation that would require more than 100 bookings a year. State legislature unanimously passed the 2022 bill that led to these regulations. So they have an opportunity here. They can work with the DOH, sheriffs, and public health experts to adjust these regulations. Perhaps different settings for different situations. Maybe enhanced screening for high-risk bookings. There are solutions that protect inmates from both radiation and fentanyl. Because inmates hiding drugs in their body cavities and folds of fat aren't worried about radiation exposure. They're counting on our bureaucracy. And right now, they're right to count on it. Guys, we're not protecting inmates from radiation. With fentanyl, we're protecting them to death. You can always weigh in on our text line. Our text number is 888-973-5476, and go to the comment section at mynorthwest.com.
It's 7:39. Sully, what do you have for us in traffic?
Well, we're continuing to look at the 20-minute delay getting you through the Tacoma area. I'll explain why we're so stuck coming up next.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Fall is here, school is back, and business will soon be booming with the upcoming holiday season. But you can be ready with help from WaFd Bank.
That's right, Dave. And WaFd Bank offers services like payment processing to do it, which offers your customers the option to pay their way, whether that's through kiosk, mobile, online, or contactless. You'll also have the option to get access to other services to efficiently run your business, like projection programs for income and expenses, so you can focus on what really powers your business, your customers.
Those sound like some pretty helpful tools. What about help if things don't work the way they should, Brad?
No worries there, Dave. With payment processing, all businesses get industry-leading security and personalized help from dedicated IT support, so they can get back to the important stuff. With a variety of business accounts to fit your specific needs and other services to take things to the next level, we've got the knowledge and offerings to make your business goals a reality.
Music to my ears, Brad. To learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Wafed Bank, built for business. Member FDIC.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
It's 7:43, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
And we are working with a 20-minute delay getting through the Tacoma area on northbound I-5. The backup begins right around the Highway 16 interchange and goes all the way up into the Fife area. We've had 4 crashes along that corridor today. Plus now we have a bunch of sun glare coming through the haze down through that Tacoma area. And it's going to take you at least 30 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way. And you also have about a 10-minute delay getting into. So it's about 50 minutes from Olympia to Tacoma. Overall, that travel time delay is at least 20 minutes. Once you get through that, then you're going to be greeted with an hour and 15-minute trip from Federal Way to Seattle, packed in the usual places. Valley Freeway, not as bad as you might expect. It's been hovering around 50 to 55 minutes from end to end. Rented to Bellevue's at 40 minutes, the heaviest spot there, right through the S-curves. As you get further north, it gets better, even into southeast Bellevue. We had an earlier crash there, but not too much of an issue now. Coming down from the north end, we have an hour and 15-minute trip from Everett to Seattle and Everett to Bellevue. And
it's a reminder that, yes, it doesn't get there very often, and only when it really has to.
$15 in the southbound express toll lane out of Linwood. Lake bridges are both in good shape. However, we've got about a 10-minute delay in the eastbound direction of I-90 getting across the lake to Mercer Island. That's for our friendly expansion joint repair work. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast very nice, although a bit smoky for today. Sunshine and 76. Tomorrow, pretty much the same deal. The smoke should clear by afternoon, though. Partly cloudy on Thursday and Friday with highs in the upper 60s. Right now in Seattle, just a few clouds. It's 56.
7:45. Sylvester Stallone isn't slowing down. He's just getting started. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard. You're not going to tell me he's this old as I see in the script, right?
Oh, yes, he is. Any guesses? You checked, but how about you, Manda?
He's got to be pushing mid-70s.
He's 79.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and he says that he hit the red carpet for the season 3 premiere of Tulsa King, and he told Entertainment Tonight why retirement is just not on his radar.
Something I don't dwell on because I just try to think about the work, and one thing leads to another. Like, you can't go in and go, I can't wait to get a 4th season, because, you become distracted. But it's overwhelming. It's like incredibly, and now I'm so inspired.
So from Rocky to Rambo and beyond, Stallone says he will keep chasing the next challenge.
All right. 79 is a lot different in the year 2025 than it was like when we were growing up.
It's the new 50.
Yeah.
I hear.
There you go. Coming
Maybe
up,
60.
We'll have today's personal finance update from Brian Evans at Madrona Financial Services. This is KIRO News Radio.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Time for our personal finance update. Every week at this time, we check in with Brian Evans from Madrona Financial and CPAs. And Brian, a lot of us were raised to believe that 65 is somehow the magic age at which we retire. I certainly know my parents, their generation, it was 65. We're living longer now, though, and so I'm just curious, what kind of advice are you giving to your clients about setting a retirement age and retirement date?
Yeah, the retirement, you just said it, we're living longer. And our parents usually were working for maybe a company that was going to offer a pension. And so there really was a date that they had to work through to get that pension. So there really wasn't any question about that. And they were one career people. Once they started doing something, they did it their whole lives. They retired from that. And usually 65 might be that date. And in fact, that used to be the date when you could start Social Security. So there's a reason it was 65. But now that we're living longer, not only are we doing that, but we're also finding that our careers are shifting. They're also shifting more because we don't have to stay someplace for the pension that doesn't exist. Everybody has a 401k plan, and so they can move jobs without losing their pension.
And I'm imagining some people actually enjoy work, right? They want to work past 65. I've met plenty.
Yeah, a lot of people that nowadays are having multiple careers and they're different. And so they're able to change it up rather than doing, 30 to 40 years doing the exact same thing every day. They're maybe changing their careers midway. I'm a product of that. I was a CPA only for 15 years. That's all I thought I was going to do. And I haven't had a billable hour in 20 years now, even though I still own a CPA firm. I'm a financial planner now. And so I I switched careers at my desk one day. They're related, but they're very different.
Okay, I don't want to be Pollyanna here because a lot of people are like, Brian, I got to get out of this job. I cannot do this anymore. When can I retire? How do you help people decide when is the right time to pull that trigger?
Well, that's a good time when you're miserable, because life's about enjoying the ride. And if you're miserable, that's a great time to do it. Now, we can do the financial planning around it and everything. But, we were talking about is 65 still that age? And there's a couple statistics I would share. And these things have changed over the years. A couple age 65, there is a 50% chance now that one of you will live to be 90. 90. There is a 25% chance that one of you will live to be 95. When I started financial planning, we never talked about 95 years old as a target date. It might have been 80, 85. Well, now we're running plans at 90, and what I'm reading lately is I got to run them to 95. That's a long time in retirement, so that's something to consider when figuring out when you're going to retire.
And I imagine a lot of people want to perhaps work part-time or have a second career. We were talking about a mutual friend who's doing just that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second career, the part-time, the changing of things. Maybe your second career is charitable work. So I know a lot of retirees that are able to do that without getting pay, and that's kind of their second career. So one of my partners, Dr. Richard Himmer, just came out with a book called Your Encore Years, and it talks about the psychology of retirement and the reinvention of self. You get to reinvent yourself for this very long time period. And it didn't used to be as long, but now it can be, like I said, 20, 25, 30 years. That's a lot of years to reinvent yourself. So as part of that, it's the finances. That is a component of it. But there's a lot of other things beyond the finances.
Okay, Brian, thank you. You can always catch Brian with us here on Seattle's Morning News at 6:45. And if you're watching on the live stream, just click below to find out more. Brian Evans with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Thanks, Brian.
It's now 7:53, and that's time to check traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. What's up, Sully?
Yeah, we are definitely starting to see the impact of the expansion joint work on eastbound I-90. We are bumper to bumper from the Seattle side all the way over to Mercer Island, where we lose that right lane. Plan on 30 minutes plus to go from Seattle to Bellevue now on the I-90 corridor. That is a 15-minute delay. Going the other direction, not too bad on either 90 or on 520. Looks like we have another crash on northbound 405 right at Southeast 8th. That's a popular spot for people to run into each other with the lack of merging skill, and we're looking at the brake lights extending down to Factoria, plus we have the normal stuff in Renton, and we've got about a 50-minute trip now from Renton to Bellevue. Spillover onto the Valley Freeway, definitely legit at this point. 55 minutes to make that drive, maybe almost an hour from Puyallup to get all the way up into Renton. Northbound I-5 through Tacoma, trying to get better. We have a lot of hazy sunshine to deal with. We've also had several crashes in that core. It's still about a 15-minute delay total to try to get from 16 up into the Fife area. And then Federal Way to Seattle is running at an hour and 15 minutes. Brake lights in the normal places. Those last couple of miles are going to be rugged. Northbound 509 and 99 also into the act. Coming down out of the north end, really heavy away from Linwood, as you might expect. On the Tuesday, we've got about an hour and 20-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, with an hour of that alone from Linwood. Westbound across the trestles, a little slow. So is 204 out of Lake Stevens, and we're in the middle of a Hood Canal bridge lift. So we have plenty of slowing on either side there on 104, so expect some delays in that area. This report brought to you by FlySeaportAir.com, introducing 20 convenient flights per day between Boeing Field and Portland. Easy parking, no TSA on Seaport Airlines. Book today, FlySeaportAir.com.
We're looking for a high of 75 and smoky conditions, at least in the upper atmosphere. So it'll be smoky, but it shouldn't be down on the ground, so you won't smell it or taste it. 75 today, 74 tomorrow in Seattle. Right now it is 51 and clear.
As you know, the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks 50th season celebration game October 5th. All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app, click the Win tab to find out how. And if you don't have the app, just text APP to 888-973-5476. We'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 29th.
Okay, coming up, President Trump is addressing the UN General Assembly, making a some colorful comments. CBS will have the latest on that here on Seattle's Morning News.
The G and Ursula Show.
If you want to see what I'm wearing today, check out Mrs. Roper.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
A muumuu is like a bank. You never know how much is in it.
On KIRO News Radio and the KIRO Newsradio app.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance, clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump addresses the United Nations General Assembly, criticizing nations that have recognized a Palestinian state.
Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities.
Trump questioned the purpose of the UN, called climate change a con job, and praised his own presidency.
We've implemented the largest tax cuts in American history and the largest regulation cuts in American history, making this once and again the best country on earth to do business.
The Secret Service says it dismantled a hidden telecom network that could have crippled cell towers during the General Assembly. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
The investigation began earlier this year when a number of unidentified White House officials, including some protected by the Secret Service, started receiving anonymous threats over the phone. That led the Secret Service to discovering and dismantling a sprawling network of servers, including more than 100,000 SIM cards at abandoned apartment buildings across the New York City area.
There's more reaction in the medical community to President Trump's move to link an increased risk of autism in children to the use of Tylenol by pregnant women without new evidence. Victor Alkvist led a study of more than 2 million pregnancies in Sweden that did not find any linkage.
I don't listen to politicians for scientific evidence, but it is deeply concerning when politicians use a megaphone to sort of put blame on mothers, just like we did in the 1960s. We're pointing the fingers at families who have a sick child, that it must be their fault.
The World Health Organization said today it sees no autism links to Tylenol or vaccines. Also on the Health Watch today, CBS's Michael George on a new look at depression screening before and after pregnancy.
A study of large urban medical centers published in JAMA found only 3 to 14% of women were screened for anxiety and depression, and 50 to 70% of women with symptoms of mental health disorders don't get a diagnosis. Women who do receive mental health services show faster reduction in depression symptoms.
Well, several unidentified drones shut down the airspace over Copenhagen's airport. The incident prompted concern that Russia could be behind that flyover. Wall Street's right now, the Dow is up 190 points. The S&P is lower. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
8:03 Tuesday morning. Sully is at the traffic desk.
And we are bursting at the seams at our drives right now. We're up to an hour and 35 minutes now from Everett into Seattle. A 20-minute delay, and that's just volume. It's an hour and, 10 just alone from Linwood. So big-time delays there for 405, maybe 5 minutes faster, but you should count on an hour and a half to make it from Everett down into Bellevue. Now, in the Tacoma area, we're trying to get better. We had multiple crashes. We've got sun glare. The delay through the Tacoma core on I-5 northbound is probably about 10 minutes now. That is a pickup. Definitely looking at eastbound 16 being very slow, trying to get through UP down over towards Cheney Stadium. The Federal Way to Seattle Drive, about an hour and 15 minutes now. Valley Freeway, an hour with 50 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. 18 over Tiger Mountain's finally starting to see some slowing now. Across the lake, both westbound bridges are seeing some slowing here and there. 25 minutes to go, but we've got 35 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue, plus 20 getting across Mercer Island, where we lose that lane for that expansion joint work. This report brought to you by Superior Linen Service. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company look good with logoed apparel, uniforms, and more. Visit suplinen.com.
8:04 on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Thank you for joining Seattle's Morning News. Along with Manda Factor, I'm Charlie Harger.
2 shootings under investigation this morning. One of them happened overnight, right next to one of Seattle's hotspots for crime in the city's Chinatown International District.
And KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live in the studio. Luke, what do we know so far?
Yeah, Charlie, one man is dead, according to police, and another seriously injured in that shooting in the CID. Happened just last night before 10 o'clock at 12th and Lane, but that area, 12th and Lane, really, we're talking about the crime circle in that area that centers around 12th and Jackson. That's where this happened. Here's what Chief Sean Barnes told KIRO 7 TV.
What we know is that there was some type of disturbance between two groups of people, at which time someone pulled out a weapon and fired that weapon.
Police say one of those victims, again, the one who died right there at the scene. That second victim was shot in the leg and taken to Harborview Medical Center, according to police, was last listed in serious condition. No suspects in that shooting just yet. But also yesterday in the middle of the afternoon in West Seattle, detectives counted some 20 shots fired in the Rocks Hill neighborhood. Police say a 31-year-old man was shot multiple times in his arm and his leg.
They found multiple rounds, so of different calibers here. So this is a pretty compact area, and for somebody to open fire over in this area is just reckless.
Yeah, scary because that's a neighborhood right there, and multiple casings, multiple calibers that could indicate a shootout. Don't know yet. A couple of those bullets though did hit a car and a building as well. No one else was hurt. No suspects so far in that shooting either. Police trying to figure out what led to that one as well. Charlie and Manda, a violent Monday in Seattle.
Luke, thank you. Tacoma police say a suspect is now in custody following a deadly shooting Sunday near Germantown Pike and South Warner Road.
We get more on this from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
Tacoma police say 911 calls started coming in just before 3 p.m. Sunday. Shots fired with multiple victims. Here's Shelby Boyd with Tacoma police.
Our officers arrived on scene. They located 2 victims of gunshot wounds. One victim died of the wounds. The other was transported to a local hospital in critical condition.
Just before midnight, officers arrested an adult male on suspicion of murder and assault. No word on what led to that shooting. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The 13-year-old boy Pierce County prosecutors say was planning a mass shooting will remain in custody, at least for now. He has been in custody since his arrest September 6. Judge Joseph Evans ruled he would remain in custody until plans are made for his education, around-the-clock monitoring, and counseling. Here's Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto.
We have not been able to determine what he had planned for his target. However, enough evidence has been collected to indicate we had stopped something very significant.
23 guns were found, as well as ammunition taken from the home. Judge Evans says he will reconsider electronic home monitoring in 2 weeks.
Thurston County Sheriff's deputies joined a procession for the 4 Army soldiers who died in a helicopter crash last week. It happened about 20 miles west of Olympia. KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn has details on 2 of the soldiers from Washington State.
Those who knew and loved Jada Lynn Good, Jada they called her, say she was the second child in a large Skagit County family. But when she joined the Army in 2021, it seemed she had finally found her place. She blossomed, they said, made sergeant by age 23.
Every soldier is essential to our organizational units.
Lieutenant Colonel Allie Scott said each of the soldiers, known as Night Stalkers, played a different but critical role in their entire operation. 25-year-old Donovan Scott from Spanaway was also a sergeant. He, too, was highly decorated.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Sorry, can't talk. Busy dancing. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. It's Tuesday, September 23rd. He's Charlie Harger. I'm Manda Factor.
Good morning, Manda.
Hi.
We have Sully here. He's checking the roads on the 3s. You a big fan? What is that? That's
New
Depeche Mode?
Yeah.
No, New Order.
New Order.
Yeah.
I always get them in Depeche Mode.
I do
stuff.
too sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
They're on my playlist.
They are?
Definitely.
Okay, they make it.
Oh, well, certainly.
That's a
the
surprise.
upbeat stuff. Come on, I grew up in the 80s,
the
went to
80s,
college
yeah.
in the 80s, and this stuff is still upbeat enough. It's on my workout stuff. Get the heart rate going.
Well, it's good to have you here, buddy. Listen, we have a big day ahead for Seattle sports, one of the biggest in quite a while, actually, with the Mariners tonight.
Magic number 3.
Yeah, in fact, they could lock up a playoff berth tonight with a win over Colorado, as long as the Yankees take care of business against White Sox. So we'll be watching that, and then tomorrow they could clinch the division.
For one day. I'll be a Yankees fan. That's all you get.
And it's going to be a gorgeous week for baseball in Seattle. Mid-70s today and tomorrow. Yeah, kind of smoky. We'll talk about that in a moment.
And coming up this hour of the show, our weekly chat with New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold. He'll break down the comments from the Trump administration yesterday surrounding Tylenol and autism.
And G. Scott will talk Seattle salaries again today with some new census data showing couples in Seattle are making more money than ever before.
It's 8:10. Well, Seattle police have just released new dashcam video of a wild bridge jump. It shows the driver of a stolen Audi Q5 flying over the University Bridge. This happened last Wednesday, but police shared the new footage yesterday. Officers were chasing the car through Eastlake when the driver took off. In the following dashcam video, you're going to hear the car ramming right through the bridge gates and landing on the other side.
University Bridge, northbound, bridge left.
actually made the jump over the bridge.
Police say the driver is still on the run.
A student group at the University of Washington has canceled a controversial activity. It invited students to shoot Nerf guns at dartboards featuring political figures. The event, part of an on-campus carnival, was edited after backlash following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. University officials tell Jason Rance on Seattle Red 770 AM the group recognized the idea was inappropriate and removed it before staff intervened.
Seattle's own Bill Nye just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hollywood Walk of Fame honored Nye yesterday in the TV category. Of course, he got his start right here working at Boeing and writing for Almost Live. That's where the Bill Nye character was born. His show ran on PBS and Disney in the 90s and made science fun for millions. Now at 69, he's been recognized for a lifetime of education and entertainment. Joel McHale and Ross Schaefer were there to celebrate.
All right, the Seattle Mariners on the verge of winning the AL West for the first time since 2001. 24 years.
Come on.
They swept the Astros in Houston over the weekend. ESPN's Carl Ravitch called the game Sunday night, including Cal Raleigh's 58th homer. He spoke to 710 Seattle Sports.
So this is such an aberrational season that way for him because I think his previous high was 34. We're going to hit 60.
Mariners have a chance to clinch a postseason berth tonight. It's the second time I've used the word berth in the past few minutes, and I don't mind. And they could possibly win the division as early as tomorrow.
All right, producer David, feeling good about it?
I am.
Right?
I'm feeling, on Friday, I was talking to my brother about this. I was feeling weirdly confident going into the series, and then we swept them. So now I'm feeling this bizarre tingly confidence, which I don't understand as a Mariners fan.
I know, right? All right, first pitch 6:40 tonight.
Let's get a check on weather. It's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's KIRO 7's Nick Allard.
Little patchy fog to start the day. Otherwise, though, just a lot of sunshine, except that you are also going to see some smoke and haze. And I think air quality will especially be an issue, say, for areas along and east of I-5, the Cascade Foothills being probably the prime example of air quality coming down. So please know there may be some reduction in air quality today. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to see mid-70s, and what you can expect to see is just decreasing haze and improving air quality. Still warm, though, because today is going to be hot and a little hazy, and then tomorrow is going to be a little less hazy. And then the rest of your week, more like the 60s and 70s with, even a slight chance for a couple of showers here and there. Call it partly cloudy into the weekend, but I don't see much rain. The only thing we have to worry about today would be just a little bit of reduction in air quality, especially the farther east you are, is your best shot to be impacted.
And right now in Seattle, it's 52 at 8:13.
And that's time to check traffic once again. We do that every 10 minutes. What is happening, Sully?
Well, first, it looks like we only have 2 more days to take advantage of Nick's newest IPA, Elevated Haze, which sometimes it's hazy sunshine. Today it's elevated haze. He comes out with them quite often, depending on his depictions of the weather. Looking at the drive right now, we are still struggling across the lake on I-90. It is 35 minutes to go from Seattle to Bellevue, the eastbound direction of I-90, because of the loss of that lane as we work on the expansion joint there by the East Channel Bridge. So 35 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue. It's going to be about 28 on I-90 going westbound from Bellevue to Seattle. 520 is reasonably wide open. Looking at northbound I-5, about an hour and 15-minute trip, kind of a normal day for you guys. 45 of those minutes from South Center. Renton to Bellevue, struggling through the S-curves, and then through Factoria. 45 minutes on the drive there. Behind that, the Valley Freeway is over an hour. We're finally getting down to mostly yellow on the map through Tacoma on I-5. It's been a tough day for you guys, but the delay there now about 5 minutes, which is a lot better than where we were. Got about an hour and a half from Everett into Seattle. Most of the brake lights there are not bad past Mount Lake Terrace until you get down to about 85th. For 405, it's about an hour and 25 minutes, so no joy out of Snohomish County. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consult, prosculpt.com.
8:15 now. Spider-Man star Tom Holland recovering after a concussion on set. Here's KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gashard.
The 29-year-old actor is on break right now from filming, but is expected to return to work for a few days. Sony Pictures released a behind-the-scenes video back in August following Holland on set.
It's funny putting the suit on.
it feels different this time somehow. It's also the first time we've ever had fans on set for day one, so it's really exciting to share this with them.
The upcoming fourth installment of the film franchise, Spider-Man Brand New Day, is expected to be released July 31st of next year.
It's always funny hearing actors with their real accents instead of his Peter Parker New York accent.
Yes, a lot of people tend to be floored. Like, wait, he's British? I'm like, yeah.
All right, Katrina, thank you. It's 8:16.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
On Tuesdays, we call up New York Times investigative reporter David Fahrenthold to break down the big news of the week.
Well, the big one yesterday. Let's start with the claims made by President Trump surrounding a supposed link between the pain relief drug Tylenol and autism, specifically that pregnant women taking Tylenol could be more likely to have a baby on the spectrum. David, what did we learn during that news conference?
Well, if you mean by learn, you mean did we learn any factual information? We learned very little. We learned a lot about what Donald Trump thinks is the case. But the thing that he and RFK Jr., I mean, remember, these are two guys who have been obsessed for years with the idea that there is a cause for autism. You know, there's something we're doing that's causing higher rates of autism, and it's not what other people think, which is just that there's more people who had autism being diagnosed with it now. Anyway, there's no scientific consensus that Tylenol causes autism. So they've gone out and said there's this risk that scientists they're not convinced exists.
And so, David, when the president says that pregnant women should tough it out if they have a fever or pain and not take Tylenol, what kind of message do you think that sends?
Well, I don't think it's a message of great compassion or a message of someone who's really, like, obviously not been pregnant or been very close to someone who is pregnant. I mean, he has many children, but it doesn't sound like he's ever closely observed the pregnancy process, because one of the things that characterizes it is pain and discomfort. So to say just tough it out, I don't think is a very sympathetic message.
What's the response from the medical community after the announcement?
Well, shock. The things that they are talking about, the kinds of warnings they're making, those are things that the country takes to heart, and they're usually only done after lots and lots of scientific consensus, panels, committees. People meet to make sure they don't say these things prematurely because of the risk of saying something wrong, and convincing people that there's one cause for autism and that it's this, and so changing people's behavior, unnecessarily. So what we don't usually do is just have somebody, especially in this case, somebody who's not a doctor, has no medical training, just haul off and say that there's there's this huge problem. We should all stop doing this thing. It's exactly the kind of thing that scientific consensus is supposed to avoid, but we're not doing that anymore, apparently.
It seemed very off the cuff yesterday, like the president was just letting her rip instead of having some prepared statements. Is that an accurate observation?
Yeah, it seemed like he was just letting it rip and holding forth on a variety of topics, that's a lot of what he does. And there's some political fizz to it, obviously, but this was not a rally. This was ostensibly medical advice that the medical authorities of the United States were giving to pregnant women.
I want to shift to the new rules regarding the H-1B visa program in the U.S. we've been talking about this week. Can you explain the particular visa program? And this is big news around here because Microsoft would be seriously affected.
Right. The H-1B program, it's confusing because there's lots of different acronyms. This one is for high-skilled workers. People come to the U.S. and we allow them in on visas because they have a skill that it's hard to find or impossible to find in the U.S. So yes, it's a very popular visa among tech companies because people say, I want a coder, I want a software engineer, and I can find those better, more easily overseas, or I found this person overseas. So yes, what Trump has said is that to get one of those, you have to pay $100,000, put $100,000 down. And that's going to make, obviously going to raise the cost of hiring one of these folks by $100,000 each. So for a company like Microsoft, even though, yes, Microsoft has a lot of money, it's going to be a huge expense. And the thing about it is, it's not, like, I don't know what the benefit is to Americans. It's not like these folks become like criminals or they sneak into the country and stay. These are exactly the kind of immigrants the Republicans used to say they wanted, high-skilled immigrants who would come and make our economy better. And also, how is it going to help American manufacturing, American tech companies if we're depriving them of people they need to succeed?
What do you make of the argument that this frees up those good jobs for Americans to have them instead of people from overseas?
It's still easier, even under the current system, it's still easier to hire Americans. You don't have to go through the trouble of paying immigration lawyers and recruiting people overseas. if there were enough Americans to do these jobs, I think Microsoft and other companies would just hire the Americans, because it's not simple to get one of these visas even now. So I think the idea that if you just cut these things off, that they'll suddenly, there's tons and tons of high-skilled, unemployed American software engineers that will get hired. I mean, that would be great, but I don't think that's the way it is.
We're talking with New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold. Before we let you go, over the weekend, the president started openly directing the Justice Department to go after his political adversaries. He named names.
He did. He talked about Adam Schiff, a senator from California, who led the House impeachment of Trump in his first term. Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, who sued him and won a huge verdict for financial misconduct while he was out of office. So what Trump is telling apparently the prosecutors that he put in charge of prosecuting those folks said, look, there's not a case here. We don't have the evidence to bring a case. In both cases, there's allegations of mortgage fraud that apparently don't seem to be borne out by the facts. So Trump is saying, prosecute them anyway, put them in jail anyway, which is obviously not what happens in America. And I don't know. It will be interesting to see what Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, does with this, because her whole attitude so far has been, I'll do whatever Trump wants. And he's now pushing her to do something that's beyond the bounds of the law. So I don't know what will happen here, but it's certainly a sign that Trump does not believe that the law is equal. He believes the law is there for him to use against his enemies.
And, David, your former colleague, Carol Leonnig, is out with an investigative report where she basically has the document saying that the FBI was able to have undercover agents give border czar Tom Homan a bag of cash filled with $50,000. This was before he joined the Trump administration this year. What is the fallout from that, and what are perhaps the next steps?
Well, what we learned was that the Trump administration, the FBI under the Trump administration, closed that case, did not charge Tom Homan, who's now, as you said, a border czar, one of the most sort of outspoken proponents of Trump's border policy. What's a little unclear, though, is, what exactly he had agreed to do in exchange for that $50,000 in a paper bag. And, he held no government office at the time. So it is harder now to prosecute public corruption cases because of a few Supreme Court decisions. So, in order to prosecute him, they would have had to have him say explicitly, hey, thank you for this money. I'm now going to do this corrupt thing on your behalf. And I'm going to do it with my government power, which he didn't have at that time. So it would have been a tricky case anyway from the facts that we know. But certainly it gives you some pause that the guy that has all this power now as border czar was taking cash in a bag from FBI informants just a few months ago.
David, we always appreciate our chats on Tuesdays. Thank you. New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold.
Thank you.
It's 8:23, and Chris Sullivan is watching the roads for us.
And I want to give a quick little shout out, because I've got a moment, to state police, state patrol out there. They clocked a dude going 101 miles an hour on southbound I-5 near SR-18 this morning.
Oh, come on.
Driver had the wrong plate on the car, had a suspended license, booked into jail, $1,300 in tickets for that. So great job on this motorcycle officer for catching this guy. 101 on I-5.
What time was that?
I was going to say, how do you do
within
that
the last hour.
in the middle of the drive?
Yeah, going southbound. So yeah. So, and it was a pretty sizable SUV. So
I was driving past a construction just past 272nd heading north on I-5, and cars, after they got past the construction, I'm going maybe 71.
Zoom.
Just flying by.
Yeah.
But, of course, that's 3 a.m, so
yeah,
maybe a little different, but
anyway,
don't do it.
Yeah, and good on this trooper for getting them. Looking at the drive now, we are looking at a pretty heavy Tuesday, bursting at the seams pretty much everywhere. The most unusual slowing is the eastbound slowing on 90. 20-minute delay to get you from Seattle to Bellevue. That drive at 35 minutes, all for construction there on Mercer Island. Going the other direction, under 25 minutes for either Lake Bridge. Hour and 15 Federal Way to Seattle, still an hour up the Valley Freeway, and Renton to Bellevue's at 50 minutes. Hour and a half from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, so we are definitely struggling there. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, it's going to be nice, sunny and 76 for today. High haze, sunshine tomorrow. That smoke should clear by tomorrow afternoon, 75. And then upper 60s for your Thursday and your Friday. Right now, sunshine and 56 in Seattle.
Coming up, Sully, you have a choke point?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the EV tax credit, which is going away next week.
This hour is brought to you by WaFd Bank.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, That's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
I'm Brian Forth. I'm the founder and president at Site Crafting. We're based in Tacoma, Washington, and we're a full-service digital agency. Our clients are really important to us, but nothing happens without the team that we've built here at Site Crafting. And so it's very important to me as a business owner to provide the best benefits we can within our budget to make sure that families were taken care of and that they did not have the stress of having to deal with healthcare benefits, buying them on their own or anything else. AWB's Health Choice is the best option for me as a small business owner compared to the larger corporations. We just don't have the buying power, and Health Choice fills that for us. They allow us to offer best-in-class benefits to our employees. They're very happy being able to keep their doctor, getting labs covered, x-rays, all those pieces that could be big out-of-pocket expenses if they didn't have Health Choice.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Considering selling your home or downsizing? Visit themadronagroup.com for no obligation counsel. The Madrona Group's team of John L. Scott experts makes it easy, guiding you to best pricing and timing, maximizing your profit with smart technology and unparalleled integrity. 5-star reviews and industry best according to Zillow, Google, Yelp, Facebook, and Redfin. This Saturday, hear the Madrona Group's Jason Fox on KIRO Newsradio's Home Matters. Maximize your home sale. Visit themadronagroup.com.
Hey there, Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Want to keep your home happy and prevent roof water damage? The answer is gutters. So if you're looking for gutter installation, cleaning, gutter guards, or repair, Guardian is here to the rescue. With Guardian's exclusive gutter and gutter protection systems, we are able to provide our own 30-year no-clog guarantee on all gutter systems we install. Call today and get $250 off a gutter guard installation or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit wafdbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 8:31. Seattle police are investigating a double shooting in the Chinatown International District.
Here's KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman with details.
Seattle police say it happened off of 12th Avenue South and South Lane Street here in the Chinatown International District. One person is dead, another is injured. There's no word exactly on if there's any suspects. Right now, police are looking for how many people exactly were involved in this scene. We're still waiting to learn those details right now.
Well, crime is down in Federal Way, but the homicide numbers are up. The Federal Way Police Department says overall crime dropped 25% in the past year. Motor vehicle thefts, robbery, and burglary all saw major declines. The mayor says new laws and more police officers are making a difference. Drug-related arrests are also up 38%, but homicides have doubled from 4 last year to 8 this year. The mayor says half were domestic violence cases. He's pushing for better tools to spot and stop those threats early.
Seattle-based Cascade PBS, also known as KCTS Channel 9 and Crosscut, laying off 16 staffers after Congress pulled all funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. That's a 12% reduction in staff. President Trump has called the CPB biased and opposed taxpayer support. Cascade PBS says it will stop long-form written journalism and focus on video and streaming.
For the first time since 2001, the Seattle Mariners have a real shot at clinching the American League West Division title, if you do the math.
There are 6 games left in the Mariners' regular season, and right now the team is tops in the division with the most wins. The Houston Astros are second, given that
3 is a magic number.
710 Seattle sports producer Mike Lefko explains for the M's to win the AL West title,
some combination of 3 things involving them or the Astros have to happen.
Either the Mariners win 3 games or the M's win 2 and the Astros lose 1, and so on. That could happen as early as Wednesday night, but the M's could clinch a wild card spot sooner.
If the Mariners win 1 more game and the Yankees win 1 more game.
And that could happen as early as Tuesday night. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
What is today?
It would be Tuesday.
So Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. They could do it tonight.
They could do it tonight?
Yes.
The playoffs?
Yeah, first pitch,
Clinch?
6:40. Yes.
Maybe we should do it. Maybe we should win.
Just get her done.
Go Yankees. It's 8:33.
I can't
Producer
believe you
David, I think, almost threw up in his mouth when I said,
you can't say
go Yankees.
There's no, even the very specific circumstance of tonight, there's no circumstance in which you should say that.
The daggers, he just shot me for saying that.
I know.
All right, Sully, you are at the traffic desk. It's like me saying go Grizz to you.
Yeah, that would be worse. But neither one of them is good. Yeah, I can't believe you said that. Looking at the drive now, we're still struggling. The heaviest drive is definitely northbound I-5. It is bumper to bumper from the beginning of Boeing Field, and it is an hour drive from South Center into downtown. That's 20 minutes slower than it should be on a Tuesday morning, and that puts us at about an hour and 25 all the way from Federal Way. Those last couple of miles are not going to be easy. The West Seattle Bridge also caught up in this as well, trying to get onto I-5. So plan on big-time delays. I think one of the reasons is some people are kind of going through downtown now and maybe heading over to 520 to get across the lake because they don't want to sit in a 20-minute delay on I-90 because that's what we have from Seattle to Bellevue, 35 minutes to get across because of the expansion joint work there on the East Channel Bridge. Only 3 lanes are open getting across the lake. Federal Way to Seattle, I already gave you. The Valley Freeway's trying to get better, 55 minutes there, and then 45 from from Renton to Bellevue. Coming down from the north end, still an hour and a half from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. That's even 20 minutes slower than a normal Tuesday as well. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to Bucky's for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and more. No appointment needed. Financing available. Bucky's.com.
We're going to see kind of hazy sunshine for today. It'll be warm, 76 for your first full day of fall. Tomorrow, sunshine, 75. Will be in the upper 60s for Thursday and Friday. No rain in the forecast for the week. Right now in Seattle, sunshine and 56.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, if you're thinking of an electric vehicle, you only have a week left before federal tax credits end, or you'll have to pay full price.
Sully's here to sort it all out for us.
And here are the dollars and cents. The $7,500 tax credit for new electric vehicles and the $4,000 credit for used EVs goes away on September 30th. Those are the federal tax exemptions and credits for buying an EV. Stephen Hershkowitz is the managing director for clean transportation at the Department of Commerce here in the state. He expects the loss of this incentive to hurt EV sales in the short term.
There is going to be a bit of a drag on the growth rate that we have seen. So we've already seen the market growth slow down in 2024 into 2025.
But it isn't just the feds who have done this. Washington State actually got rid of its tax exemption for EVs earlier this year. The legislature and Governor Ferguson deciding to use those dollars elsewhere. But Hershkowitz says the state's commitment to electric vehicles and clean energy isn't going away.
The commitment's still there. The prioritization's still there. These consumer-facing incentives that were quite popular are not, unfortunately. But there's progress being made in terms of making sure that hopefully we can get the incentives back at some point.
The state will continue to use funds from the Climate Commitment Act to push clean energy and expand EV charging around the state. Hershkowitz believes the EVs are the future and the demand will eventually return.
The automakers know that this is where it's going. Their global competition is, further ahead in many major markets now internationally for EVs. And so, this is where we're going. It's just about the pace at which we get there.
And while Washington is one of the big adopters for buying used cars, buying EVs, the rest of the country and the rest of the consumers just haven't fallen on board because it's just really expensive to get in because the pace of adoption really will follow when the economic conditions allow. The average price for a new EV, over $55,000. The average price for a new gas car, $49,000. So there's a difference there. You could certainly find new EVs for much, much less. Some only run like the Nissan Leaf around $30,000. So there are price points, but still, $30,000 for an EV is pretty pricey for a lot of people. Hershkowitz says now might be the time to get in if you want to take advantage of those tax credits.
It's a good opportunity for people who have been considering getting an electric vehicle to really bring that consideration up to a higher level, perhaps go into dealerships, test drive, see what the prices are. This could be a good opportunity to get deals depending on which model you're looking at.
But you should expect a lot of company. You won't be the only person trying to squeeze in before the deadline. By the way, the IRS just put out some guidance on this last week to remind everybody that you can take advantage of the tax credit without actually taking delivery of the vehicle. All you have to do is have it ordered by that deadline of September 30th, and you could still be eligible for those credits. You can find all the details for what's eligible or not at mynorthwest.com. But yeah, the state and the feds going away with those credits this year.
Yeah, I think the big part of this is getting the consumer, the market, to buy in instead of having it to be subsidized by the government. I have my EV that I commute with. I was saying a little earlier today, my round trip every day is less than $2.50 in terms of energy cost. That's 72 miles every day. If I were to do that in gas, it's probably closer to $15 every day.
Oh, easily.
And I don't have to pay for oil changes.
Right.
I just get my tires rotated like 4 times a year.
Yep. But it makes sense for people when it makes sense. But that's the thing. You really can't federally or state mandate adoption. It's got to pencil out, and we have to get better charging. We need to get better mileage out of that. I know some are up to 400 miles round.
That's the big deal.
That's the thing. So you can get between those spots. As I told you, I don't know how long it would take me to go to Bozeman right now driving over because of the lack of charging once you get into eastern Idaho and into Montana. Very few places, so range is important, and then that's got to come with better battery technology.
All right, infrastructure, a big deal. Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, the northbound I-5 drive continues to be way behind what you might expect, even for a heavy Tuesday. So we'll break it down next.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation, or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
It's 8:43, and Chris Sullivan is watching traffic for us.
And we are struggling. Northbound I-5 and southbound 5 and southbound 405. Those drives are, well behind the curve today. We're looking at 20-minute delays on all three of those corridors. Federal Way to Seattle's an hour and 25 minutes with an hour just from South Center. So really struggling those last couple of miles. I tell you to take Airport Way, but, now they've added that bike lane in there. There isn't a lot of capacity, and the speed limit is reduced. MLK is always an option, but of course you got all the signals along the way, so it's just going to be a tough day up the I-5 corridor. Coming down the north end, you have heavy brake lights approaching the Mill Creek interchange, and they continue down through the middle of Linwood. Then it's okay until you get down to about Northgate, and then from there on down it is just struggling. Hour and a half from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, with an hour from Linwood. For 405, it's bumper to bumper from basically Linwood down through 522, with even more through Totem Lake and Kirkland. Across the lake, I-90 struggling with a 20-minute delay eastbound. That's because of construction there, the expansion joint work right as you get to the East Channel Bridge. Rented to Bellevue, hanging in there, under 50 minutes, and the Valley Freeway is running about 50 minutes at this point. There are also heavy brake lights up the hill towards Highway 18 on I-5. We might actually have our fifth crash of the morning on that corridor. I'll be checking into that, have more for you in 10 minutes. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consult at ProSculpt.com.
Sunny skies, but a little bit hazy for today. 76 the high. That haze should clear out by tomorrow afternoon, 75. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll see partly cloudy skies with highs in the upper 60s. It's 56 in Seattle right now.
Amanda, you watch The Bear, right?
Yes, I love The Bear.
Okay, Jeremy Allen White.
Yes, love him.
You're kind of handsome, right?
Yeah, he's handsome and talented.
but mostly handsome.
No, I would say he's mostly talented.
Okay. Well, from the kitchen to the galaxy, Jeremy Allen White is leveling up. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard explains.
Okay, so the Emmy-winning star of The Bear is joining the cast of Disney's The Mandalorian and Grogu. Jeremy Allen White is set to appear as Jabba the Hutt's son. The latest chapter of Mando's story is set to hit theaters, and the trailer just dropped.
Good shot, baby.
That was lovely Baby Yoda. Sigourney Weaver will also join the cast. We don't know exactly what character she'll be playing. The movie is set to be released next May.
Any hotness was just erased.
So is
he going to be Jabba's son?
Is this a sexy Jabba? What is this?
Yeah. What?
Details are scarce right now.
Can these Star Wars just stop already?
Right?
Wow.
That's like saying, what is that thing you like, the Harry Potters?
I don't want the new Harry Potters either. Are you talking about Lord of the Rings? Because I also don't want new of any of those.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get over the
sexy Jabba.
No, how does it making a son with a couple of huts
I'll
getting
stick
together?
with the bear.
It's like two giant slugs getting together. What's happening there?
I can explain it to you
what's
off
happening.
air, Sully.
G. Scott is stopping by next on Seattle's Morning News.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to Health Choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Seattle's Morning News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Well, joining us now from the G and Ursula Show, he's also the host of the Reset podcast, available at mynorthwest.com, the one, the only G. Scott.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Amanda, you going to the game today?
I'm not going to the game, but I was just going to praise you for being the only other person in the studio for donning some Mariners garb today.
Come on now. I'm going to pull up to the game tonight. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Hey, we asked this question on the G and Ursula show yesterday, and this was the topic. Here was a question. Should you wait until your finances are in order before you get married? That was the question. And I'm asking all of you all, what do you think? All right, check this out. The census was in the Seattle Times today. The census just dropped some new numbers, y'all. If you are married, living here in Seattle, a married couple now has broken records, y'all. The median household income for a married couple in Seattle is $250,000. Matter of fact, it's so high, they'd have a deal. We don't even know how high it is. They just say it's above $250,000. They don't even tell you exactly what it is. In 2023, it was $244,000, but now it's official like a whistle. In 2024, it got up past $250,000. Only 3 cities, 50 biggest cities in the country, 3 cities are on this list: Seattle, D.C., San Fran. Just to figure it out, like maybe I want to go to Detroit. Detroit, $72,000. Cleveland, $91,000 median income. The national average is $133,000. 2 reasons why this is happening. 1, 66% of married couples with kids both work. So gone are the days usually of that one sole income that's happening. 2, marriage itself has become a privilege. It's for the wealthy. What I mean by that is right now they're showing that middle and lower income are getting married at a less clip than those that are in the higher income. So basically what I'm saying is you need $250,000, y'all, to be comfortable in the Seattle area to be able to live. And it's crazy. Hearing that statistic right there is just nuts. It just really makes you really wonder, like, what is Seattle going to become here in the next 10 years?
So when you say the median income for a married couple is $250,000, that means 50% make more than that,
and 50% make below.
Make below. That's just a remarkable number for the Seattle area. I guess maybe it's just where I am. You know, I'm in the South End. There are plenty of couples, of course, making more than that. But, you know, for a lot of folks I know, it's not easy to get by. Well,
you know, older folks, older generation in my family, they would always say, oh, baby, when you get married the first time, you marry for love. But when you get married the second and third time, you marry for financial security. So I'll ask that question back to you all. We asked the question on the show. Should you wait until your finances are secure and together before you get married? Manda.
I think it depends on what kind of person you are. I mean, that's the number one reason for divorce, right, is over money.
Absolutely.
But if you can get married and figure it out together, then
it's getting harder and harder to figure it out together these days, Manda.
That's true.
Charlie?
I was not the most responsible financially, and the great thing is when I started dating my girlfriend back in 1999, you know, married her just a couple years later, she took over all the finances, and it was so relieving having somebody who was smart, in charge, and I think it helped us out over the years. So yeah, get married.
DB?
When am I getting my finances figured out, right? Like, what is this unknown date when everything is all of a sudden going to be figured out? I've been trying my hardest since I graduated from college, and here we are. I mean, we're still living paycheck to paycheck, and we've got a baby.
That's the unfortunate part. Like, I think that, you know, Manda, you back in your day when you got married, Charlie, when you got married.
Back in your day, Manda.
When Sully got married, you could mess up a little bit, make some mistakes, not have it all together.
I've been working 2-3 jobs every single year for my adult life.
We're not there anymore. You got to make a lot of money.
What happened to the middle class?
All right, G, thanks for stopping by. G and Ursula, 9 to noon. Go Mariners.
And Sully has a quick check on traffic.
And we have our fifth crash of the morning on northbound I-5 between Tacoma and Federal Way. This one's up right where the HOV lane splits off by Wild Waves. The HOV lane is blocked. Back it up to 30 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. Rest of the map, nasty. Hour-and-a-half drives from Federal Way to Seattle, Everett to Seattle, Everett to Bellevue, and across the lake in the eastbound direction on I-90. 20 minutes behind schedule because of construction work. This traffic report brought to you by me. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Hazy sunshine today and tomorrow. Highs in the mid-70s, 56 right now.
Chance to win 4 tickets to watch the Seahawks play on October 5th. All you need to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app, click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't have the app, simply text app to 888-973-5476. We'll send you a link to download. You can enter every day to win.
If your closets are bursting at the seams like the Curly household, it's time to call the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. Every job is completely custom. Free in-home design consultation. Right now, they're offering big savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. You're getting the quality and backing of a national brand, but with friendly local Seattle service. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, where we stand by our quality gutter and gutter guard systems with a 30-year no-clog guarantee on all gutter guard systems we install. Call today and get $250 off gutter guard installation or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma.